Hey, what's up, everyone? Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. I wanted to start off before I get into another video that was sent to me to do a reaction video to on Zach George. The reason why I'm being vocal about this, okay? Somebody needs to speak up. There are other colleagues of mine that are speaking up, but the positive only and force free dog training world of dog training, and remember those words, positive only and force free, that Zach George uses, as you can clearly see in this screenshot of him walking this dog about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Why I'm vocal about this. I'm not sitting here saying that Zach George's dog training methods or style needs to be banned. I'm not sitting here saying that that training tool needs to be banned where clearly anybody with a set of eyes and a brain could see that this could be hurting the dog. Clearly. So they are. They're the ones that are out there saying that we have to ban prong collars, that remote collars need to be banned. If you look at their YouTube channel and the stuff that they say, and look at the title here, like I'm not even really paying attention. Leash pulling training, how to train any dog to stop pulling without being harsh. What in the beep, beep, beep is that? I know when I'm training a dog to walk on the safest tool, which is a prong collar, they're not doing that, and this here is why veterinarians have been vocal. Some decent amount of veterinarians are being vocal, writing even on PetMD about the injuries that dogs can get on the harness. So it's not a full safe tool where the harness is somehow not injuring dogs. It actually, according to some veterinarians, has zero training value. It's written in their books. So that's why I'm being vocal about this. I just want to put that out there. If somebody's not speaking up, the public will continue just to see that stuff, and at the same time that Zach George is doing that and hanging a dog 3 or 4 feet off the ground, he's saying it's force free and positive only. But in the same breath saying that we need to ban prong collars and remote collars. And then you have the Pet Professional Guild trying to ban remote collars. You got Petco putting out that they're not selling them anymore. Surely, and in Petco's statement, if they're not going to sell remote collars anymore, surely they're going to ban harnesses too, because they said that the health and well-being of the dog is at their forefront. And surely they're not going to sell bad dog food and bad treats anymore. So we got to really think about this thing, all right? So let's go to the video. I haven't seen it yet, so you're going to get reaction out of me. Let's take a look.
Today's video is sponsored by PetFlow.com.
You know what? I'm not going to sit through this guy's commercials, man. If there's a commercial...
Today's video, I thought I'd give myself a bit of a challenge and take a trip down to Animal Rescue New Orleans, where they have so many amazing dogs. However, a lot of them still need some work on basic training. One of the most common
negative
requests
reinforcement.
from you guys is leash walking.
I'm going to point out all
Tell
the
me how
negative
your dog is on a
reinforcement,
leash. Would you
positive
say they walk
punishment,
just
negative
fine the
punishment,
way they
positive
are, or they could
reinforcement
use a
in this
little bit of
videos
work,
too.
or they're so bad
That's
you
where
just
they
give
come
it
up with the
completely?
science.
Tell me
They're saying my science or positive reinforcement only. Even their attitude maybe, and the way that they think they're delivering a treat to the dog is positive reinforcement only, but their training style is the farthest thing from the truth. And anybody with a set on eyes and a brain, a working brain, could see it. So let's go into
the comments below.
here.
Click thumbs up for Rescue Dogs. Like me on Facebook. Link in the description.
Don't do
and
any
make
of
sure
that.
You're
If
subscribed
you're
to my
not going to
channel.
learn anything. He's a good trainer, but you're not going to learn anything else. You can't do not teach a dog tricks without getting the dog in a stable mind first.
I think most of us would agree.
I'm on multiple committees of shelters and rescues throughout New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. And I was the vice president of one of the biggest animal shelters in eastern PA up till a few months ago, till I resigned. I resigned because I'm going to be out. I can't give 100% because of my back. I'm going to be going in for some pretty major surgery. They want me back, and I plan to come back onto the shelter. But we had trained our canine manager to train the dogs, the way that we train dogs, Our return rate is less than 8%. All right. The national average is 50%. 50. Ours is 8. We euthanized one dog for behavior, and we take in difficult dogs in 3.5 years. PETA euthanizes 9 out of 10 dogs that come into them. The positive only push movement for the RSPCA over in United Kingdom, they're euthanizing 30%. 3 out of 10. So the euthanization rates and data is there to see why dogs are failing. Dog with minor behavior issues, they euthanize. Because you're not going to sit there with a treat and food tease a dog without using any consequences whatsoever on rehabbing them. It's just not happening. And that's why a lot of these people that are on the boards and stuff of like the Pet Professional Guild that's really against, they put together the coalition to ban remote collars. There's really no videos. You are good luck on trying to find any video evidence of anything that they're writing about. Anything. At least Zach's posting videos. I give him credit on that.
Teaching our dogs how to walk nicely on the leash is imperative.
But
not
he's
only
definitely
for
the
teaching
Blue's
them
Clues
how
guy
to
of the
take
dog
walks
training.
nicely, but so we can contain them during those first several weeks to months of teaching them. I've talked with a couple of the volunteers here at the shelter, and they say that Chloe, the pit bull, needs some work with walking on a leash. We're going to see what her issues are. Does she pull? Does she chase squirrels? Does she try and bite the leash? Does she try and bite my clothes? What are you biting my shoe for? That's
So
my
it's
shoe.
positive punishment on the leash.
All right,
He
so
stopped
I
an
don't know if
unwanted
she's a
behavior
puller or she
pulling
just has a shoe thing.
by applying an
No,
aversive
what are you
release
doing?
tension. Whoa! Lifting the dog.
This is what you deal
Yeah,
with
at this
when
moment,
you have
Zach's
a brand new dog. This
Turn
is
the
normal.
Turn it off.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, they're
Sit.
turning it off.
Nope.
They turned it off.
I
I want you to pay attention to that.
attention onto me so that I can guide her.
Are
First
you
thing we want to
kidding me,
teach our
dude?
dogs
This is why this
look
dog's
at
not
me.
being
This
adopted.
is actually pretty easy to teach. Pulling of a treat directly to my eyes. When we have eye contact, we're going to say the words watch me or look at me. Watch me. You're a smart dog. Now it's going to be
I'm going to give my criticism there. When you're dealing with dogs with behavior issues, one of the worst things you want to do not do what Zach's doing here, is look directly into the dog's eyes. All right? You don't know the dog. You haven't even built a relationship with the dog at the shelter, and you're telling them to look directly in your eyes and then rewarding them. The dog doesn't know that. This could be rewarding bad mindset. It could be very dangerous. To stare into the eyes of a dog that you do not know. And he's at an animal shelter, so that's why I'm making this statement very clear. It's not like I am not familiar with them. I'm more familiar with them than Zach George any day. So do not do what he just did. Let's continue.
treats coming from down here this time or wherever. It's not coming from my eyes anymore. Do you understand? All we're doing with this is saying, look, if you look at me, good things will happen. Once you have your dog's eyes, you can
Not
guide
the
them
way
so
that he
well.
was
For
doing
example,
it.
if you're walking...
So he was walking up in the dog's space and looking directly into the eyes. That's not what he was doing. I'll give you an example. If I'm on a long line with a dog and I'm doing some long line exercises and the dog turns around to look at me, I'll mark it with good and then give them a treat. I'm not walking into their space saying, look at me, or focus, and then giving them a treat. It's very dangerous advice,
and they see
especially
a
where you're
squirrel
working with a
or they see
shelter or a
rabbit,
rescue
you're
dog's
able to
already
get their
stressed
attention
out.
back on you after a lot of practice.
And you
of
can
course.
tell that
Now,
this
you gotta
dog's
work up to
behavior
this.
is
So
not
check
good,
this out. Here
so
we
that
go.
would be very
Look at
bad
me.
to do.
Yes,
This is not
wonderful
good,
girl.
man.
Remember, always be sincere. Connect with your dog. She got my shoelace again.
Connect
didn't
with
she?
your dog, not some random dog. I want you to ask you a question. Ask yourself, and especially people that own dogs with minor to severe behavior issues. I'm not talking about a cupcake dog, because those are the people that do not like training tools and stuff. I'm talking about most dogs that have issues. To walk up to your dog, a stranger, and come up to him and look directly into their eyes like that, it's very intimidating, and it may not go well. That's just not good advice, man.
I need a tug toy. I don't know if she knows how to
So
play tug of war.
surely
Like, no,
his look
but I
at
can
me,
see
he
she
should be able to say look at me and the dog stops, right? Because he's been training the dog to look at me. This is an animal, this is a shelter dog. This is not your typical dog owner dog, so this is not what should be done right now. Relationship building exercises. The dog's already stressed out. Relationship building exercises and possibly a place command. Show the dog how to relax. If you go to the shelter Facebook page, the Center for Animal Health and Welfare, where I was the vice president on, check out Ashley's work. She's a fantastic dog trainer. She's the canine manager there. She has the kennel doors all open and the dog's in a sit. And this is a section of the shelter where we have minor behavior issue dogs, and all the kennel doors are open. The dogs are in a sit or in a place command. It's amazing to see what proper dog training could do. Not this.
Obviously, like strings, because I can't keep my shoes tied right now. When
Just
you're
make a
playing
joke
tug of war with
out
a new
of it,
dog,
like
you want to be
this.
careful because they don't have very good control of their bite yet. But
Oh man,
I will.
this
be
is
careful.
where I
We
am not a
definitely
fan
have-
of tug. Right? If the dog doesn't have a relationship built with you already, and you already got some training, like the dog's looking for you for guidance and advice, how are you properly going to ask this dog for an out or a drop when you just brought out a toy now to do tug with? This is so
money. We
dangerous.
just
Do
need to
not
pay
do
her
this
when she
stuff
does
if you
what
go
we
to an
like.
animal
What I'd
shelter.
like to see is if she'll work for play with look at me. Sit. Look at me. Yes, good. Good girl.
Jumping,
Good
rewarding.
job, good job.
Jumping,
when she
rewarding.
wants nice, I'm gonna frequently reward her with a tug toy. That's what she likes. I want to make sure she's having a good time. Come on, sit.
Yeah, she's having
Now,
a
when
good
she
time,
gets a
dude.
little out
I
of control-
guarantee you, she's in the shelter for being mouthy, and you have done nothing but reward this dog for doing that. My passion is rescuing shelter dogs, man. I own 7 adopted dogs. Very, very much issue dogs. I'm about to add an 8th one. I'm in the middle of talking to my wife about it. My dogs are tattooed all over my arms, all over my body. Like, this here is not good.
Like that. I've got her by the harness. Since she put teeth on me there, I actually have to pull her away. Gotten a pretty good feel
What?
of what she's going to
Oh. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Are you kidding me, dude? Since you put teeth on her, you have done nothing but reinforce this dog to bite. I suspect they edited it out, but he got bit.
Since she put teeth on me there, I actually have to pull her away. Gotten a pretty good feel of what she's going to do and when she's going to do it. So I need to really focus on getting her eyes on me right before she thinks about
Negative
jumping
reinforcement.
or biting at me or pulling. Does
Tension.
that make sense? You do need to be one step ahead of them, and since I've just met her, that's a little more challenging than normal. If she does pull, I'll simply turn around and walk the other way.
So if she does pull, he's going to turn around and simply use negative reinforcement and walk away. This is not positive reinforcement dog training, and this is not force-free dog training. All right, this is why I'm so vocal about it, because you have to understand, if you have a set of eyes and a working brain, this is not force-free dog training. This is not positive-only dog training. That's what they're trying to sell you on. Look at that leash. Look at that tension.
Ideally, right when I see the pulling is coming, kind of like right now. Come here, look at me. So it's a combination
dangerous,
of
man.
guiding her and getting the eye contact. Yes. Good.
Yeah, great,
Right there. See,
great
she's going
job,
towards the
Zach.
shoe.
Great
Here to
job. You got the
distract, bring
dog biting your
attention on
damn
an
feet
acceptable
again,
item
man.
To play with. Look at me.
This is
Yes,
the
good.
worst
Come
thing
on.
you can do with a dog
Good.
like this.
Good girl. Very good.
The
And I'll
enrichment,
reward
the
intermittently
energy
there.
to
Nice.
get that out. You're not even
Up
setting
here.
any
Now,
guidelines,
see right there, she's
man.
going for my shoes. You have to be quick.
How
Not
are you
everyone is
expecting
gonna
this
be
dog
that
to
quick
go
in the
into a
beginning, but don't
family
be
if you're not
discouraged. You
setting
can get better at that.
guidelines?
Up here, look at me. Yes, let's walk. Before
The
she has a
rules,
chance
the
to pull,
rules
I'm
of
turning
being
around. Did
in
you
the
see
realm
that?
of our human society into a family.
Good.
Right now, you said none of them. The dog has learned nothing but to bite and nibble
moment.
people's feet.
It was 3 seconds,
I suspect a big
maybe
you
less,
edited
no
that
pulling,
out.
but those
and that's why
little
you're like,
tiny
oh,
moments
I
of
had
the
to grab
moment,
a harness
you
to
have
do
to
it.
reward
Put
with
a
your dog.
teeth on it.
Resist the urge to pull them every time they start to pull ahead. Try and connect with them.
And
Let me give you an example.
I could
'Cause
see
I know
him
she's
getting
gonna start pulling
frustrated.
after
He's
a few
already getting
steps here.
frustrated.
This is the
Zach.
pattern. No,
And this happens
way.
in this positive
Chloe,
reinforced
I'm not pulling.
movement.
I'm
And then they
getting her
take it out
attention
on the
me.
dog,
Look at this.
man.
No tension on the leash.
You
at
can see that in
any point
Victoria
at all.
Stilwell's video. She just threw a gentle leader
Chloe,
on the
over
Great
here.
Dane,
Yes.
Great
Good.
Dane,
This
and
way,
had
Chloe.
rage and took it out on
Come
the
on.
dog.
Good,
You know?
good girl. Good.
Anybody can see
Come
that.
on. Right there, I had her at the eyes. I was able to
No,
pull
you
her
did
in
not, dude.
and actually teach her rather than relying on some
You're not.
superficial
She
method
can
of
care
teaching.
less
It's important
about
to take
your
breaks
eye
often so
contact.
you don't become
Look at
frustrated.
this.
And obviously give your dog a break
He's
so
already
they
mentioned
can reset
frustrated. I told
and
you he was getting
recharge. In just a
frustrated.
moment, we're going to see if we can make a little bit more progress with Chloe. Thanks to PetFlow.com, I'm able to
Here we go.
continually
If
make
I hear
videos
one
like
of
this
these
for you
commercials, man.
and make you aware of the most convenient ways to get dog.
I'm
But the
getting that.
toy,
Sorry,
it's better than her
commercial's not
jumping
here.
at my shoelaces and my clothing and my
Whoa.
arms and legs. So I'm going to try and polish this a little bit, but I'm picking my battles here. I'm not terribly concerned with that right now. As far as the length of time that it takes to teach your dog to walk on a leash properly, that varies significantly from dog to dog.
Positive
now, if you
punishment,
have a really
negative
high energy
reinforcement.
dog, you'll
I mean,
almost
how many
certainly
times do I
need
gotta
to
mention it?
incorporate a lifestyle effect
Tension
or
around
some
the dog's
other
body,
vigorous
possibly
activity like
causing
that engages their
ACL
mind and
surgery,
body
shoulder
with a human
surgeries,
being. Don't
back
wait until
injuries.
you're on your way somewhere with your dog.
The
to teach
harness
this. You have to
absolutely
set up
creates that.
specialized training
It's
sessions
been
where you can give
well
100%
documented.
of your attention to your dog. This is a little bit more
Especially
than
when you're
just,
using
okay,
tension and
you
leash
did what
to
I
try to
wanted,
train the
so
dog with it.
I'm going to play with you. This is more
When
like,
you're using
you
negative
did what I
reinforcement,
wanted, I'm going to
positive
play with you,
punishment,
and you
leash
know what?
pumps.
We're going to bond.
To
We're
train
going
the
to have
dog
a
with the
good
harness.
time right now. It's so important to connect with your dog while you're teaching them. Enjoy the relationship. It's not just a mathematical
Do not do
formula
this
that you're
when
applying
you
when you're
adopt
teaching a
a
dog
dog.
this or anything. Your amount of
Focus on some
consistency
feeding
while teaching a dog to
exercises,
walk
some
nicely
leash
on a leash is
exercises.
directly proportional to your
What's
success.
the
You're
reason for
doing
the
well right
50%
now.
return rate
I'm
in the
just going
United
to kind
States
of let that be. I like
is
this.
because
Oh,
of
she's doing a great job. Oh, this
overspoiling
is
the
great.
dog. Right? So
Look
you
at her. Good.
overspoil
Let's
the
walk
dog,
the other
and
way.
then you have to return them because they're acting up and still
Yeah,
biting.
and
Next
I
thing you
mean,
know, somebody comes
she's
over your house,
glancing up at
and
me,
this
she's
dog
glancing
bites
up
them,
at the
jumps up
toy.
and
We're still
bites.
getting some pulling, but it's dramatically dying off.
You know why
Oftentimes
it's
the
dying
reward
off?
is
Because you
that the
probably
walk gets to
ran this
continue.
dog
Your dog
left and
learns that
right.
they get
You
to get
edited
to the
that
place they
out.
want to get to as long as they're walking at an appropriate pace. Oh, she's like getting into her groove right now. I'm loving
Getting
it.
into her
Dogs
groove, she's
just simply
exhausted.
walk faster than we do. That's
you
the only
ran her
reason
like
they
hell
pull. We need to
while
be
you're
understanding of that
off
and be very
screen.
patient
I
that we're asking
guarantee
them
it,
to do
man.
something that's really
This is not
quite
a miracle.
unnatural to them.
Like, all
How
of a
many of
sudden
you would
the
be
dog
interested in seeing a
figures that
video
out.
of teaching your dog how to leave things alone off the ground? If you're interested in that, tell me in the
Negative
comments
reinforcement.
below, and you know what? We'll shoot it. How would you rate your dog's ability to walk nicely on a leash? Would you say they're great, they need improvement, or they need
Mine
a
walk
lot of
all on the
improvement?
perfect
Tell me
heel,
in
and
the
they're all on the
comments
prong
below.
collar and remote
Make sure you
collar,
click
and their
thumbs up
tails are
for
red and
Animal
doing
Rescue
great.
New Orleans and rescue dogs everywhere. By the way, Chloe is available for adoption, as are many amazing dogs.
I'm
here
glad
at
at
Animal
least he
Rescue
went to
New
the animal
Orleans.
shelter.
And
This
you
was
don't
asked for
even
me
need to live
critique,
here in order to adopt
but
one
he
of
made
these
things
dogs.
worse
You
with
can
his
apply.
advice.
I'll have all
Many
the
dog- many
information in the
possibly, or
description.
most of them
Don't forget to
do
like me
not
on
go
Facebook,
to
facebook.com/ZachGeorge.
rescues or shelters that do work.
Link
It's
will be
just
in the
how it
description,
is.
and also subscribe
And
for lots
they're
of
not going in
future
and saying,
dog
"Give me your
training
most
videos."
difficult dog.
Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next video.
Especially in this
You
area.
did so well today. What? No,
And now
that's
he's-
your
the
leash.
dog's
Don't
biting the
chew on
leash
your
now?
leash. No, look, here we go.
That's not
That's
cute
what
to
you
end it
want.
on this.
There you go.
And
That's
then
a good girl.
reward
Good. Now
the
let go.
dog for biting the leash. Here, biting the leash. Here gets a toy for biting the leash.
Leave it alone.
Now he just
No,
bit his
that's my
hand
arm.
and now his arm. He kept us in.
Don't chew on my arm. No, it's my. That's a good girl.
Oh my God! I'm too tired to continue.
Good. Let go. Yes.
Just horrendous. Horrendous, man. Thanks for sharing this video. We clearly see what not to do again. We clearly seen a ton of negative reinforcement, positive punishment, negative punishment when they remove the toy, and then positive reinforcement at the wrong times. What's the wrong time for positive reinforcement? Dog jumps on you, you throw treats on the ground. Dog was jumping up in the air, he gave the dog the toy. The wrong time to give positive reinforcement. Many positive only and force-free dog trainers fail at giving the treats at the right time. They never address the issue. So for the dog pulling, they'll teach the dog to do a sit, but they never address the issue about the dog pulling. Or the recent one I did with the guy Nigel. Dog's barking at the window, and his solution is to come in and say thank you, and then choke the dog, pull the dog off the ground, put the dog on the ground, negative reinforcement with the collar all the way to a closet to put the dog in. I mean, what in the heck? I want you to think about this stuff, man. 2.3 million views on that Nigel video. How many people actually got a bit from listening to him? I would suspect many. Why a dog's all pumped up, barking at the window like that. And you're going to choke him up, put him on the ground, drag him over, and put him in a closet. So, I mean, here too, you got to think about the timing when you're giving any dog a reward or a treat. So if the dog sits, boom, have that treat ready. When you're working with behavior issues, the only thing that stops a bad behavior is a consequence. Some type of punishment. This is well documented in the human world and every other species on this planet, and it's not something unique to the dog. So teaching a dog a new behavior, and I'll see other balanced dog trainers say this too, some of them. That's not truly, I guarantee you, I go over there, the dog's still doing it, but maybe on a lesser scale. But you could have stopped it altogether instead of just being annoying to the dog, you know? So I talk about this with my kids with the timing and the stuff. So I put it in the kids' perspective. Imagine in the barking in the window situation with Nigel. Like kids are at the window screaming and cursing at people outside. I walk in the room, I say, thank you. I then grab the kid. I can't even think about doing it. Choke him up, and then drag him into a closet and shut the door. That's what Nigel did in that video. What you're seeing in this video is dogs biting the leash. Here's a treat. So imagine a kid coming up and stabbing you with a fork, and you're like, here's a lollipop. And then the kid finishes the lollipop and then comes back and starts stabbing you with a fork again. Here's a lollipop. And the kid comes back, starts stabbing you with a fork again, and you go, here's a lollipop. I mean, at what point do you sit there and you say, maybe there should be a consequence for the kid stabbing me with a fork instead of me giving the kid a lollipop? Same concept here. Dog's biting the leash. Here's a toy. Dog's biting my shoe. Here's a toy. And then they edited out the part where the dog, I think, bit him good. And he's like, you can see the fear and frustration in Zach's eyes. So great video. Thanks for sharing it with me. There's a lot of them coming, and the only reason I'm being vocal about it is they want to stop me and my colleagues from training dogs properly with tools. Maybe we should start being more vocal about the way that they train. There hasn't been, for a while, for as long as I remember, there's a lot of even balanced dog trainers just keeping quiet, going with the flow, and hey, we'll just go with the flow, and maybe it'll just stop. And that's not happening. It's not happening. So we have to start speaking out. If you're not speaking out, you don't care about your clients then, because they're the ones that leave you, and then they're using the tools that you're using. You're telling them to use, and then you got these type of people out there giving them crap. You know, it's not right. You should be out there being vocal about this. This is not real good dog training, as we can clearly see this dog being 3 or 4 feet off the damn ground. So this is not like it's an older video of Zach's either. This was just last year. So if you have any videos you want me to take a look at, aftdogtraining@gmail.com. Check out our Instagram page. Check out our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Most of the stuff though is on our YouTube channel and Instagram at this point. But another video, I highly suggest not doing anything Zach did in that video, especially with a shelter dog. They're going through enough stress and everything, and you're looking at he's telling them to look directly in the eyes. How many kids watch that video, man? The kids go to the shelter and they're going to look at a strange dog in their eye and tell them, look at me. Not good advice, dude. Not good. Come on. So take care, everyone.